what we're gonna talk about is something pretty cool, okay? And I had Richard run this once for us, and it was super cool to know where the money goes, okay? So let's talk about different businesses, right? Anybody know like operating costs? Does anybody know what an operating cost is?
How much it costs to run a business?
Yeah, literally.
To operate a
Super
business.
spot on. Yes, how much it costs to run a business, okay? And let's talk about some businesses out there. What are some franchises there is out there? McDonald's,
Loading, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A,
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Okay, those are like the three.
Zaxby's.
Those are the three I know. Zach,
Wendy's.
Yeah.
bro, they kicking chicken.
Kicking.
Fuck, they kicking.
Gas station.
Gas stations.
Subway.
I thought we were still talking about kicking chicken. Yeah, gas stations. Okay, cool. So let's stick with the Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, and McDonald's. Okay. Now, does anybody know how much it costs to even start up that company?
Like
$500.
Millions.
500
Because you have to is it a franchise or is it an actual start?
franchise, like starting up the whole business.
Oh, never mind.
I go 5,000, 10,000, 5 to 10.
No, I know you know.
Can we get a hint?
Cool. Yeah, let's go through it, right? Okay. So, in order to start, let's stick with one. Let's stick with the Starbucks. Okay. In order to start a Starbucks, what do you need?
Money.
Okay. Nice.
You need a building. Players.
You need a building. Okay.
Okay.
The building. Okay. And the building is usually. Does anybody guess that cost?
10,000.
10,000.
Like renting it or just buying it?
Let's say renting it, starting it up.
7K.
Is there for I'm buying that thing out?
Let's say we're renting the space.
So I'm like
So maybe like 300,000?
1200.
Gosh, this is so cool. That's good to know.
You gotta pay the building.
I'm living the
Okay, it's anywhere from 15 to 20K a month. Okay, what else do you know?
Cup.
You need essentials.
Inventory.
Inventory for sure.
She's saying
Those coffee beans and all that stuff, imported daily. Okay, everything like that. Okay, inventory, supplies, any of that can cost another 10K.
I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese and I used to do the inventory.
Okay.
They,
All right. What else do you need?
they also pay for like their ads.
Workers.
Employees.
Employees.
Holy smokes.
They also pay for like.
And how do they get paid?
salary or weekly?
Weekly pay.
Hourly.
Okay, it's only hourly. It's hourly.
Don't they also have to pay for like the ads on like Indeed and stuff
Electricity.
in order to hire the people?
Say it again.
Don't they have to pay for like the Indeed ads and stuff in order to hire the people?
Their advertisement. Okay, so now think about it. Do they really need to advertise? No, because it's such a big thing. So instead of advertising, what they do have to pay is something called a franchising fee. Okay, that costs 50K.
Dang.
What
Okay.
about uniforms?
Huh?
They pay for uniforms?
They pay for what?
It's uniforms.
Uniforms. Okay, let's say uniforms. Right, let's say the average Starbucks worker. How much is? Let's say between a whole day, how much Starbucks workers are there? Like 12 to 15?
Yeah. It's like
12 to 15?
12 to 15 on the food.
Let's say each one costs like each uniform is like 50, 80 bucks for everything. Can we say like it's another 2K
Yeah.
for uniforms? Okay. All right. What else?
Like-
Now, how do they make it? So you have the coffee beans. How do you make the coffee? The coffee, the machines. Okay. Does anyone know how much a usual Starbucks costs anywhere from about? All right. The average Starbucks has anywhere from 4 to 6 of these machines. Does anyone know how much one machine costs?
$4,000.
30K.
$1,400,
I said 4,000.
500,
30K.
1,900.
Like 6K.
Okay, 44K. Bro, they are industrial made coffee makers. They have to make coffee in 20 seconds or less.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're making about 1,000 cups a day. So do you think they're gonna be pretty expensive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and so this is just one. So we're lowballing it. We're saying it's a tiny Starbucks. So now what else does Starbucks need?
Furniture and like
Furniture.
Like their paintings and logos and stuff like that.
Logo and everything like that. Okay, cool.
They gotta
Furniture
pay-
slash
They gotta pay like the
decorations.
Decorations.
like bills and stuff.
Yeah, they're like,
Like
the
usually
utilities.
lights, utilities.
Okay, like utilities.
So, yeah, utility bills.
Like actually operating the actual
Yeah,
cost?
yeah.
Okay, anywhere from that is another 10K. And then for furniture and decorations, can we guess? I don't know the top. I'll say, can we say like maybe another 15K?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Would rent already be up there?
It's right here, building.
Okay.
The building is like the rent. I thought we weren't buying it out. So, including all that, can we agree we missed a couple of things?
Yeah.
Okay, so the average startup cost, if you were to look it up, okay, the average startup cost is about 500 to 800K, depending on location size. To start up. Now, who has 500, 800K laying in the bank right now? No, right? So if you wanted to open up a Starbucks, what would you have to do? Go get a loan. And the loan comes from?
Bank.
The bank.
Dang, that's
So, so how long do you think it will be for that Starbucks owner to actually start making money?
like 60 years
6 months.
The average business owner in a traditional business starts earning money, like profit, so they're in the hole, right? For about anywhere from about 8 to 10 years. Because think about it, right? Can we agree? The Starbucks is make a lot of money,
Yeah.
but think how much it costs already. So they're probably making anywhere from about. Think about it. Even if they make $40,000 in one day, that goes back into inventory, back into more cups, back into that, and then the other profit is just to start paying off the loans. What's up?
What about the ones that's like inside of a Target?
Inside of Target, those cost even more because they have to have they actually have to be working with Target.
Oh, so they're not like splitting it, like the building?
No,
Oh.
because it just takes a certain section. So Starbucks or Target charges Starbucks because even though the advertising is a lot lower, because they still pay advertising, but even though it's a lot lower because Target's attracting them already. So think about it, like Starbucks is bunny hopping off of that. Does that make sense? So they're like, okay, I'm bringing in all these people for you, so I'm gonna charge you way more. So the rent probably jumps up to the roof. Make sense? Cool. It depends on like location. It's the same reason why like McDonald's corners are so freaking expensive to build some land on there. Make sense? Cool. Now let's talk about our business. Okay, so these are all the expenses. This is actually Alexa's financial report, written all out. This is her financial report on expenses, written all out. Okay. Now I wanted to break this down with you to see how much it starts to start up a business. Okay. Now let's go through each one. I'm gonna explain what each one means. Okay. Would y'all appreciate that?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, okay, I just didn't the truth I didn't put out is I just put how much usually. Okay. When they say owner's payroll, okay, that means how much it costs for the tax to make all of the checks. Because y'all get checks. What is that company called?
ADP.
ADP. So can we agree it costs to make your checks?
Yes.
Okay, this is how much it costs. Cool? So the only thing I did not include is how much Alexis paid herself for privacy. Cool? We're gonna go through each one. Alright, so let's go through admin, assistant, payroll. Okay, so if you have an admin or an assistant doing your day-to-day, okay, can we agree they're working hourly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool, you have to pay them.
Yeah.
So this is how much you paid Madison.
You go, Madison.
Let me go.
Cool. Now, employer tax liability. Okay, so this is the crazy thing that people don't know. Okay, let's say Maya made $1,000 paycheck. In order for her employer to make that $1,000 paycheck, it cost me about $1,200. And then does she even get all of 1,000 of it?
No.
No. What comes out of her check?
Taxes.
Taxes. So isn't the IRS such a good business? You get taxed to make a check and you get taxed to get the check. So they're taking some out of the front end, they're taking some out of the back end. And then, so in order for Maya to get like $800, it cost me about $1,200. Isn't that crazy? Like that's so crazy to think about, right? And of course the numbers are a little bit off. So all that put together, that employee tax liability, that's where that comes from. Cool? Awesome. Workers' comp. We all know what workers' comp is.
Yeah.
Right? We have insurance that takes away a small amount. That way, if anybody needs workers' comp, it's on there. Then insurance is there. Cool?
Yes.
All right. Payroll processing fee. Okay. So we put all of the checks on this website called Apex. Okay. That's where, if you've ever heard that name, that's where all the paychecks go through. In order to do it like that, it costs every month. Okay. This is how much it costs on a weekly basis. Cool? Anyone have any questions about those first 5?
So you said payroll processing is on a weekly basis because
This is all weekly.
this is all weekly.
This is all weekly.
every last one that's listed
Every single one that's listed, that's we get a weekly financing report.
on like a Friday or like a Monday,
We get it every Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So the payroll processing fee, like you paying the website, the people of Apex?
Apex to process all of our checks.
Okay. And as far as the, I didn't get the number part when the employer tax liability.
Okay, so employer tax liability, is just taxes for how much it costs for giving all that money away.
Okay.
So think about it, right? We get a direct deposit of X amount of dollars. Okay, we get X amount of dollars. It costs us to make that check.
Yeah.
Okay, so in order to give you like $900, it costs me like $1,000, and then you get taxes written out of that. Do you see what it means?
But would you go bankrupt?
No, because we make a ton more money than that.
Oh, okay, but you're still giving away more than you're making.
In
No,
general,
that's how much y'all make. Okay.
Oh,
In general, you have to give that 1,000, not just for like me.
Don't harp too much on the numbers. I'm just saying, in order to make X amount of dollars, it costs me X plus tax.
Okay.
And then in order for you to get X amount of dollars, you do X minus the tax. Does that make sense with y'all?
Yes.
Cool. So like, let's say your paycheck is $900. It doesn't charge me $900 to give you $900. It costs me $950 or $980 or $980, whatever the tax is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The same way, if I tell you, hey, your paycheck's $900, you know not to expect $900 because tax is coming out.
Yeah, so basically you pay tax for us to get operated, and then they cut tax again when.
That's why the IRS is such a good business. They charge employers to get checks, and then they charge employees to get checks.
But like she just did ask, right? Like, wouldn't that hurt triple?
No. Because think about it like this, right? If between all of Alexa's reps, it only costs an extra $561. Okay, we're gonna go over what her actual paycheck was, what the actual gross paycheck was for her business. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh,
Alright. No, these are really great questions to know. Okay, because some people are like, okay, well, where's the money coming from? Okay, we haven't even talked about what. This is just expenses. We haven't talked about what the client actually gave her yet. Cool? Awesome. Does anyone have any other questions on those first slides?
So like payroll processing fee, that's like, so in order for you to get all of our checks.
Yeah, in order for me to submit all my checks, that's how much it would cost us. But the thing is this is a very flexible number. The more you make, the higher this is.
And the less.
The less you make, the less it is. Because can we agree? The less you make, the less taxes come out. The more you make, the more
Yeah.
taxes come out.
Yeah.
So ours is the same thing. The more we give out, the more it costs. Make sense with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And if you need me to dive deeper on each one, please ask. Okay? Alright, now let's go hub fee. Okay, anybody know what a hub is?
Your hub.
Well, explain it to me if you know.
Is it not the internet hub?
Oh, okay, no, not that. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
So what a hub fee is she actually makes these reports for me.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
So she is like our finances. So what she can do is, so there's a ton of expenses that go out on a weekly basis. Can we agree?
Yeah.
And if you didn't track it, can we agree we'd get lost in the
Yeah.
sauce? So we just pay somebody $100 to go ahead. She's like our financer, right? So she sees where all the finances go. She sees where all the money goes, and she tracks all of it. She's like, hey, Danny, the company spent this much. This is what the total dollar amount is. Cool. Minus this is it. This is what your profit is. Make sense?
That's solid.
Yeah. Do you now that's practically an accountant. Can we agree?
Yeah.
Do you, whose mom was an accountant? Someone's mom. How much? Do you know how much your mom charges per hour usually?
35.
$35 an
The
hour.
taxes.
An hour.
$35 an hour. Can we agree can we agree the average accountant works 40 hours a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think for a business owner she'd work a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah. She puts in about 50, 55.
Yeah.
So 55 times $35. Anybody doing that math?
I got you.
That's over $30,000. I think no. That's over like
35
$1,800.
times 55?
Yeah.
1,925.
Not 1,925. How much do I charge? How much does she charge?
100.
Dang.
Because our broker fee just bought out the whole accounting firm
Oh, that makes more
and bought it in bulk, and now every owner across the country can use that one hub.
So you just split it.
You ever buy something in bulk from Costco?
Yep.
Is it usually cheaper or more expensive?
Cheaper.
Cheaper, right? So this is how Larry thinks. He's so awesome. He thinks like if I just buy it in bulk, my owners are having very low
Oh,
overhead.
I bought it.
He bought it in bulk. Does that make sense? Now you don't have to use Laura Porter. She's our hub. She's my hub. She's not Alexis's hub. You don't have to. Okay, if you have, like I was telling Caroline, if you want to use your own mom, you can. If you have another accountant you want to use, you can use them by chat. The only reason why it's preferred to use this is because it's a lot cheaper.
Alright.
Make sense?
So are you saying more? Are you saying other accountants charge way more than that?
Mm-hmm. $35 an hour.
No.
Yeah. it was
That means that if I hired Caroline's mom, I could only have her for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And in order to make these fees, these reports, she does it for me, Alexis, and Evan. It'll take a lot more than 3 hours.
Yeah.
Make sense? Cool. Now, FAS and accounting, okay, that's just the software she uses to actually make all of these finances.
QuickBooks.
Yeah, quick. Good job knowing that. Yes, QuickBooks, numbers, Excel, all that. To do it in algorithms, it costs like $50. Cool. Insurance. Now, I have insurance on the company. Okay, every company needs insurance. Okay, do you know how much the average insurance for someone like Starbucks costs?
What?
On a building? If you look it up,
Over $100.
I think I was looking it up. Usual is about 15 to 20K a week.
A week.
A week. Insurance for us is 50 because Larry bought in bulk. Okay, the insurance firm just bought.
They give you guys like a cheaper way, so it's gonna be.
Exactly. We have very, very low overhead. Okay. Now background checks. Okay, who filled out a background check when they got hired?
Wait.
Isn't that?
Everyone has it. Everyone has it. Okay, that's a trick question. Okay. Now you did not. Did y'all pay for it?
No,
No.
but the government takes the money for it, right? Is it a government background check? Is it
No, the government doesn't take it. The company that runs it through the government
the
charges.
and everything?
Yeah, so there's two ways that we can do this, okay? There's a la carte or bulk. So they can either charge me X amount of dollars a month, or I can charge per background check. Okay, so when you're an owner, you have this choice to make. You can either get charged, I think it's like $17 per background check, or just pay $300 every month. Okay, we do a ton of background checks because we hire a ton of people. So it's easier to go with that bulk. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Cool. That's why you see that price come out of. eStream. Okay, does anybody know what eStream is?
I've heard of it. I don't remember.
Okay, what eStream is, it's everything applicant stream, roadmaps, ARC, anywhere where you get your badges from. Okay, anywhere where you had to get your badges from, that's what eStream is. And Ownerville, applicant stream, if you've heard any of that, that's how much it costs us a week to have it. So what it does is whenever you apply on Indeed, eStream immediately throws it into applicant stream. That way we see it between first, second, and third ranks. And then from there, we send you the background check emails. We send everything automated. It's an awesome thing. Cool? Awesome. Travel. This can vary, okay? Because what do we have that usually costs us to travel?
Road trips.
Go road trips, conference, anything like that. Okay, R&R, or any of that. Does anyone have any questions from Hub Fee down to travel? No? Cool. All right, office supplies. Okay, now the office supplies, we don't need the coffee maker for 44K. Okay, we need excess, and that's about it. Okay, so we need expo markers, we need boards, we need chairs, we need Lysol for step 9. Okay, you need that kind of thing, but that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, comparing that to this, isn't that so crazy?
Yeah.
Inventory cups, all that stuff. No, here on average, last week she spent $60. That was for markers
But
probably.
would you say the person who's spending that much makes more than the person spending less?
We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna compare the two right now. That's a great freaking question. Okay, did you have another question?
Yeah, do you guys like split furniture? Too? Like, is that like a weird question to ask? Like,
Split furniture? We split costs.
Like cost furniture, like so you split it. So it's like double that.
Yeah. Like a rent kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't know.
No, you're okay. That's a great question to ask. That's why some people, if you ever wonder like, hey, why do some owners run one office or 2 offices? Yeah, they just split the cost.
Okay.
It's the same reason like why would you have roommates?
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of same thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, job window. Okay, job window is anybody know where did everybody apply on? Indeed. Okay. Now, one thing we did forget to add is the Indeed one. So, if you want to add it right under job window, you can add Indeed because hers comes out. We split the cost of recruiting, so I did not include Indeed for her. But Indeed comes out every week. I have two ads up. It costs me $33 per day, so it's about $80 a day. $80 is about $500 to $600 a week. So, no, yeah, thank you. And so every month, it costs me about $2,000 to have Indeed up for y'all to apply on that ad. Cool? Alright, so job window is those smaller ads that you can apply on, like Career Builder, hey, ZipRecruiter, Jazz HR, any of those, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, any of that stuff. Those are on a way smaller scale. Indeed is the biggest recruiting site ever. That's why they charge a lot more. Job window is an extra $135. So Indeed is another $500, right? Job window is about $135. Anyone have any questions on this?
Just flat, a 135 flat.
$135 flat, yeah. I have Career Builder, it's like $35 a day. Super, super cheap. Okay? The RAD marketing, okay? You're gonna wanna remember this name, okay? Now, in order for it, we applied on Indeed, right? Can we agree something caught our eye that made us apply?
Yeah.
Okay, so the RAD marketing is, her name's Michelle Tremblay. She's the one who writes these ads. Yeah, Michelle White.
She's saying, well, pick up the calls.
No, she's
No.
not the one, no.
Does
She
she start
lives in
selling?
Arizona, works 2 hours a day, writes a couple of ads, and then she charges between me and Alexis $137 a month. I mean $137 a week. She actually recruits and writes ads for about 18 to 20 offices. So think about it.
The description and then like the benefits and all that stuff. She writes that stuff.
She's right. She sends every ad.
Wow.
What's up? Cool, thank you. Right? Anyone have any questions on that?
No.
You do not have to use the RAD marketing, but she's the best one so far. She uses all of Richard's org has her. Okay, total is, so I would say we forgot Indeed. So I would include this at 2,400
That thing went up.
because of Indeed. Okay. Now let's compare it, right? So in order to start the business, okay, how much does it cost you? If you're an owner and you're a new owner, how much does it cost you?
What is that, $10?
2,400.
I'm gonna say 25 on the safe side.
25 on the safe side?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna challenge y'all and say y'all are wrong.
Well, no, really, it can't. Because you-
First month's free because who's paying for it?
You.
The owner, right? The promoting owner. So it costs Alexis how much of this?
Nothing.
So immediately when she makes one sale, when she gets one talk to, when she gets one referral, it profits. So how long does it take Alexis to start making? How long is she in the hole?
No days. 0 days. Back in places.
But really, like, if you really think about it, you paying for the first month, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. So either way, just because she don't have to pay, she still gotta save that money because eventually
She did save
she gotta get her own, right?
Eventually she's gonna start paying for it, right?
Right.
But now let's talk about what she did last week. Okay. So anybody know how many sales y'all did last week for water on the water side? 130. Okay. How much does the office get paid per sale?
107.
107. Somebody do this quick math for me. I think it's like 1,800.
Yeah, 13K.
13,800.
13,910.
Yep.
1,300. I'll see you guys. Okay. Now let's talk about how much goes through payroll. Okay. So y'all get how much of this on average?
50.
50, right? So 50 times 130? 8,000?
Yeah, 6,500.
I'm so off. Okay, 6,000 what?
500.
6,500? Okay, now subtract this.
Yeah, 7,003.
7,410?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now, 2,400?
It's not bad.
You profit 5K.
Yeah,
And that's every what?
Week.
Week.
1,000.
So that's what goes back into the business.
That's what goes back into the business.
That's.
And that's her paying right off the bat.
So is that with her paying herself or not?
If you want, whatever she pays, let's say she paid herself maybe 1,000 a week. Make that 4,000.
4,000.
4,000 times 52 weeks, that's still 220K. Okay. This is the business, okay? And the reason why people are able to save so much money is because Do you see us taking 500, 800K?
No.
Can we agree everyone knows Starbucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down. But everyone knows Nestle too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cocoa.
And so we have such what the term we call it is low overhead, high profit. Here we have a high overhead and very little profit. Because any profit you make after buying the cups, after buying the coffee beans, it goes back to paying off what?
The loan.
The loan.
With interest.
That's it. Anybody have any questions on that? And I was really lenient on saying if she was paying for expenses right away.
But you said like earlier in another meeting that an owner's expenses per month were about $4,000.
Mine are a little bit more.
But that's a week, so that'd be more than 4,000. Like double that. You said in a different meeting that the expenses a month would be about 4,000.
I say anywhere from new owners in your
Yeah.
first year, you want to keep it to about 2 to 3K
A month or a week?
a week.
Oh, I was thinking a month this whole time.
No, a week.
Gotcha.
The best thing about spending $2,000 to $3,000 on expenses a week, you know what that means? You have $2,000 to $3,000 to spend on expenses.
That's true.
Cool. Right. So if you're that person that's like, wow, that sounds like a lot. Okay, yeah, it is, but also the profit margin's really a lot too. Make sense? Cool. Does anyone have any questions over any of this that we went through?
No.
So when people ask you like, hey, why are you working for a small company? Be like, hey, it's not a small company, right? We just don't pay the franchising fee. We don't go the traditional route because so much of it was already provided. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Hey, let's get out there today. Let's go on break.